In the last video, we built a table view with headers, resizable columns, and cell selection, but the data is still read-only. In this video, we'll make our table fully editable, implementing an editDelegate to modify individual cells in place and using model functions to insert entire new rows on the fly. Let's jump back in. We will start where we left off in the previous video, with a table model table view set up as a contacts application with vertical and horizontal headers. In this video, we will demonstrate how to make individual entries in the model modifiable and how to insert entire rows. We start by making individual cells editable. We can do this by implementing an editDelegate. The editDelegate is similar to any other delegate, except that it only appears when a cell is being edited. So, we will create a component which will serve as our editDelegate. Since this component is only going to appear when we are editing a cell, we need to make sure it is an interactive component, so we will use a TextField to get a text input from the user. We will add 3 required properties: column, row, and display. Each of these properties will be managed by the view to contain the column and row of the selected cell, as well as the text information inside that cell. We will set the text of the text field to display, so it contains the text inside the current delegate by default, as well as set the alignment of the text to appear in the center of the text field. Next, we will use the TableView.onCommit signal handler, which will be called when we tap the return key. Here we will use the setData function of the model to set the current element to the text currently in the text field. To do this, we first need to get the index from the table view using the index function of the table view and passing it the row and column. Then we can use that index to set the data at that index using the setData function of the model. With that done, we can now set the editDelegate property in the contacts delegate to the ID of the component we just created. Finally, we need to set some editTriggers in the view. We will set the editTriggers property to DoubleTapped, so the editDelegate will appear anytime we double tap on a cell, allowing us to edit its contents. We can see when we double tap the contents of the cell, however, when we tap Enter, the committed to the model, running the application. Next, we will add some functionality to insert an entire row into the model at the currently selected row. We will do this by adding a keyboard control to the view. We are going to use the keys dot on digit 1 pressed signal handler, which will be executed when we tap 1 on our keyboard. Inside the signal handler, we will first make sure the current row is greater than 0. Then, if it is, we can insert a row into our model using the insertRow function of the model. This function takes a row and an object as parameters, so we will pass it the current row and a contacts object, which will be an arbitrary contact of Greg Doe with an age and phone number. Running the application, we can see that if we select a row, then tap 1, a new row is inserted containing the information from the keys signal handler. There are many more model functions which are usable in this manner. However, we are only going to demonstrate the insertRow function in this video. However, more of these functions are implemented in the example code in our GitHub page. So if you would like to see more, we suggest taking a look. That's it for table view editing. We can now modify individual cells and insert new rows at runtime. In the next and final video of this series, we'll explore 2 more model types, the tree view for hierarchical data, and the object model for visual items that don't need a delegate. See you there.